It finally happened. The fight nobody thought would actually go down, just did. Chrisean Rock has officially gone head-to-head with Blueface's mom, and this time, there's no going back. Screaming threats. And a shocking confrontation that's now being called one of the wildest family blue-ups in celebrity history. It all started after Blueface's mom. Carlisa decided to hop on Instagram Live again to speak her truth. But what she said this time went way too far. She didn't just talk about Chrisean. She called her a mistake with a microphone, accused her of using motherhood as a prop, and even implied that Chrisean wasn't invited to the hospital when Blueface's baby was born. Within minutes, the clip went viral, and within hours, Chrisean lost it. According to witnesses, Chrisean pulled up to the neighborhood Carlisa was visiting that day. No security, no warning, no PR filter. She was reportedly yelling, "Say it to my face," and holding her phone up like she was ready to live stream the entire thing. People nearby said Carlisa actually smiled when she saw her, like she wanted this to happen. Cameras were rolling. Neighbors were filming from across the street. And that's when Jaidyn, Alexis, Blueface's ex, and current baby mama jumped in. Yup, Jaidyn stepped in physically to separate them, trying to de-escalate the scene before it exploded. But Chrisean wasn't backing down. She was yelling, emotional, swinging her words like knives. "You talk about me, my baby, my man, you've gone see me in real life?" The clip cuts right before things got physical. But one thing's clear, this wasn't about petty words anymore. This was years of tension boiling over in front of millions. And what makes it worse? Jaidyn might have just switched sides to really understand how things got this explosive between Chrisean Rock, Blueface's mom, Carlisa, and Jaidyn, Alexis. You have to rewind through years of pure chaos, because this wasn't some random argument. This was a slow-motion car crash the internet saw coming, but nobody could stop. From the start, Blueface's family never trusted Chrisean. They saw her as a wild card, the girl who came out of nowhere, who didn't play by Hollywood's rules, who refused to stay in her place when she first got involved with Blueface. Carlisa made it very clear she didn't approve. She went live, she posted subliminals, she even said at one point, "That girl is trying to ruin my son's legacy." What? Wasn't the type to play silent. Every time Carlisa said something, Chrisean hit back louder. "You can't ruin a legacy that was never yours," she snapped during an early 2023 live. "You mad 'cause I got the love you couldn't control?" It wasn't just shade, it was emotional warfare. Then came the Jaidyn factor, before Chrisean. Blueface had an entire history with Jaidyn, Alexis's high school sweetheart. Baby mama, business partner, the woman who held him down before the fame. For years, Carlisa had called Jaidyn her real daughter. They were family. They were loyalty. So when Chrisean entered the picture and immediately became the new public face of Blueface's world, Carlisa saw it as betrayal, not just to her son, but to the family structure she believed she built. From that point forward, everything became personal. Every time Blueface and Chrisean argued publicly, Carlisa was there in the comments, adding gasoline to the fire. Every time Chrisean tried to show she was turning her life around, Carlisa would make a cryptic post implying she was faking for attention. There's one infamous example. Back when Chrisean was pregnant, Carlisa posted a Bible verse on her story that said, "Not every seed should take root." Fans instantly knew who she was talking about. It was messy, but the internet loved it. Chrisean versus Carlisa wasn't just drama. It became content then. In late 2024, the feud went nuclear when Blueface got locked up again. With him gone, the women around him became the main characters. Jaidyn handled the business. Chrisean handled the spotlight. Carlisa handled the chaos. While Chrisean was posting cryptic messages about staying strong for her child, Carlisa was online doing interviews, accusing her of using Blue's name for sympathy. She even said during a live stream, "That baby ain't no ticket. That baby's a curse, and she gonna learn that the hard way." That comment was the final straw. From that moment, Chrisean stopped ignoring the drama. She started recording everything. Every comment, every clip. every shady post Carlisa made. She even went on Instagram Live to say, "I'm tired of being the villain when I'm the only one who actually loved that man for real. They all just mad because I ain't scared of him." Fans noticed her tone shift. It wasn't just anger, it was exhaustion. For the first time, she sounded like someone who wasn't trying to fight for fame, but for peace. But that peace didn't last, because when Blueface's mother saw that her digs weren't getting the same attention anymore, she doubled down. She started tagging Chrisean in posts, posting old photos of Jaidyn and Blueface as a real family, even commenting things like, "Some women will never measure up." That's when Jaidyn Alexis entered the chat again, and not in the way anyone expected. At first, she stayed neutral. She was focused on her music, her business, and co-parenting with Blueface while he served time. But deep down, fans could tell she was watching everything, liking subtle posts, dropping emojis under shady tweets, keeping score. So when Carlisa started dragging Chrisean again, this time about motherhood, claiming she left her baby to chase clout, Jaidyn didn't defend her. She didn't say a word publicly, until Chrisean went live one night and said something that shook the fandom. "It's always the exes and the mamas who can't move on. I'm the one with the ring, the baby, and the receipts." Up, that was enough. Within hours, Carlisa fired back, "Girl, you ain't got a ring, you got a receipt for child support." And that's when it went too far. The internet watched as both women started trading blows online, posting screenshots, calling each other toxic and dragging their shared connection to Blueface, like it was a competition. By the time Jaidyn stepped in, publicly making her first official statement in months, she was done playing neutral. She posted a single quote to her story: "When you play stupid games, don't cry about smart results." Fans went crazy. Was she siding with Carlisa? Was she warning Chrisean? And then, the next day, that's when everything spiraled into chaos. Carlisa went live again, this time from outside a hair salon, ranting about how Chrisean doesn't respect family. She called her ungrateful and even accused her of pretending to love Blue just for headlines. Less than an hour later, witnesses say a black SUV pulled up. Out stepped Chrisean Rock. The entire street fell silent. She wasn't wearing designer or makeup, just sweats, sneakers, and that unmistakable fire in her eyes. She had her phone in one hand, already recording. "Keep that same energy," she shouted, walking right up to Carlisa. People nearby started filming immediately. You could hear the tension in every breath. Carlisa stood her ground, smirking. "You finally decided to show up instead of hide behind your lives. You talk too much for somebody who don't raise their own son," Chrisean snapped back. The crowd gasped. Cameras caught everything. That's when Jaidyn Alexis appeared from the salon door, hair half done, visibly shocked but trying to calm things down. She stepped between them, holding her hands up. "Not out here, y'all. You've gone have the whole internet at your front door again." But the energy was already too far gone. Both women yelling, Carlisa laughing, Chrisean pacing, and Jaidyn caught right in the middle, realizing that her loyalty might finally cost her. Because in that moment, she wasn't just Blueface's ex. She was the peacekeeper in a war that had no peace left by sunrise. Every phone in Los Angeles was lit up with one clip. The Blueface family showdown that fans swore was staged until they saw the raw version. The unedited footage didn't just confirm the fight between Chrisean Rock and Carlisa. It showed something that flipped the entire story upside down. The video opened on chaos, voices yelling, cameras shaking, the sound of people trying to pull the two women apart. But the real bombshell wasn't the argument. It was what you could hear right before the clip cut. Carlisa screaming, "You think you know my son? You don't even know what he told Jaidyn last week?" That one sentence was all it took to light the internet on fire. Within minutes, fan pages started posting theories. What did Blueface tell Jaidyn? Was it about Chrisean? About the baby? Or was Carlisa using private information to publicly humiliate?
She never denied the conversation with Blueface. That silence, that tiny pause, was enough for the internet to go full. Detective Mode. One account leaked a screenshot allegedly from Jaidyn's close friends. Story, a blurry picture of a prison letter with a caption, "You'd lose your mind if you knew what he wrote me." The image spread instantly. And suddenly, Jaidyn wasn't the peacemaker anymore. She was part of the plot. Meanwhile, Chrisean wasn't sitting quiet. Just hours after Jaidyn's live, she posted a 30-second clip of her pacing back and forth, visibly furious. "I ain't even mad about the fight no more. I'm mad they playing with me like I'm some random girl he picked up on the street. Stop acting like y'all perfect when y'all was just doing the same thing behind my back." Then she said something that froze everyone watching. "If y'all want the real truth about that letter, I'll read it myself." The comment section erupted. "Read IT Rock. Expose them all. We're waiting." But before she could post again, something strange happened. A new clip surfaced. Ring camera footage from a neighbor near Carlos's neighborhood, showing that right after the confrontation, Carlosa didn't go home. She drove straight to a house fans quickly identified as Jaidyn's. The caption on the leaked video read, "The plotting already theories started swirling that Carlosa and Jaidyn had teamed up, that the entire fight might have been a distraction." Fans believed Carlosa purposely provoked Chrisean to make her lose control on camera, giving Jaidyn time to leak the letter for sympathy points, but that theory only lasted a few hours before another twist dropped, this one from Blueface himself. From prison, his verified account posted a story, just white text on a black background. "They using my name to keep their pages alive. Family or not, stop speaking for me." Then, a second story, a voice memo. Blueface's voice, low and calm. "If I wanted that letter out, I would have posted it myself. Some of y'all supposed to be loyal. Y'all embarrassing me." That's when the entire internet lost it, because that one clip didn't just call out Carlosa, it called out Jaidyn. The same woman who'd been trying to play mediator was now being accused of betrayal by Blueface himself. The situation flipped overnight. Fans who had once called Chrisean toxic started siding with her. Comments flooded Jaidyn's page. "You played both sides. You the reason this whole thing exploded. Rock tried to warn us." And while the internet tore itself apart, Chrisean made her next move. At 11 p.m. She went live again, this time in her car, holding a folded letter in her hand. "This the letter everybody talking about," she said, holding it up. "He sent this to me, not her. I just didn't post it 'cause I wasn't trying to ruin nobody's image. But since everybody wanna act like I'm crazy, let's read it." The comments exploded instantly to 100,000 viewers within minutes. She unfolded the paper and began reading. The letter wasn't violent or angry. It was personal. Blueface talking about regret, growth, and guilt over the people he hurt. One part stood out. "If I ever get out, I don't know who I'll still have left. You the only one who saw me at my worst and stayed anyway." Tears streamed down Chrisean's face as she read, "Y'all tried to make me look stupid," she said. But he knew who really held him down. By the time she ended the live, fans were in shambles. The sympathy shifted completely. Carlosa looked manipulative. Jaidyn looked exposed. And Chrisean? She suddenly looked like the truth teller. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The next morning, a new account appeared on Instagram. No profile picture, no followers, just the username at Truth from inside. Its first post? A photo of the same letter, but with different handwriting at the bottom. A new paragraph. The added text read, "Don't let her twist this. I sent you both the same thing. I needed peace, not a war." The internet lost its mind. Was it fake? Was it Blueface? Was it someone trying to keep the chaos alive? The account was deleted within an hour, but not before millions saw it. For the first time, fans realized this wasn't just a family fight anymore. This was a war of perception. Who had the real truth? And who was controlling the narrative? Because as one comment perfectly put it, everybody's leaking. Nobody's listening, and just when you thought it couldn't get more insane, a leaked group text between Carlosa, Jaidyn, and Blueface's publicist surfaced. Carl Issa She took the bait. Jaidyn, I told you she would. Publicist. Now we just need the right outlet to spin it. The screenshot was posted for exactly 10 minutes before it vanished. But fans already had it saved, reposted, and dissected. Was the entire thing orchestrated? Did they set up Chrisean to react so she'd ruin her own reputation? Or had someone hacked Carlos's phone to make it look that way? No one knows for sure. But one thing's clear, the footage, the fight, the leaks, all of it was just the surface. Something much deeper was brewing beneath this family circus, and while everyone else was arguing about who was right or wrong, Chrisean posted just 4 words to her story, "Y'all picked the wrong one." The message was gone 30 seconds later, but the storm she was about to unleash, that was only getting started. By the next afternoon, the entire internet had divided itself into factions: Team Chrisean, Team Jaidyn, and Team Carlosa, each armed with screenshots, conspiracies, and insider info. But none of them were ready for what was about to drop next. The first domino fell when a verified gossip page called. The Hollywood Soar posted a screenshot that looked like it came straight from Blueface's management group chat. The message was short, but it said everything. Make sure Rock takes the blame. We can spin it as another meltdown before the audio hits. The post blew up instantly. Within minutes, comments poured in. Audio? What audio? And then, almost as if on cue, a 2-minute voice recording surfaced online. The clip started with Jaidyn's voice. Calm, collected, cold. You didn't think I'd find out, did you? She got that letter and thought she won. Then, Carlos's voice chimed in, laughing quietly. Let her post it. She's her own worst enemy. The more she talks, the more he'll hate her when he gets out. Fans froze. This wasn't speculation anymore. This was strategy. The 2 women weren't just gossiping, they were plotting to make Chrisean look unstable so she'd lose public sympathy and legal ground. The next part of the audio was even more damning. Publicist unidentified male voice. Once the blogs start running it, we'll push that she forged the letter. That way it discredits anything else she says. The recording cut there. But that was enough. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram imploded. Within an hour, #lettergate was trending worldwide. Fans demanded answers, tagging everyone involved. Jaidyn posted a screenshot of her phone logs claiming the audio was doctored, but tech analysts quickly compared her voice print and confirmed it was a 99.7% match. Then Chrisean reappeared. She posted a 15-second clip of herself standing outside a studio, holding her phone up to the camera. You could hear fans cheering in the background. Her caption read, "Funny how the truth always leaks itself." It was the calmest she'd ever looked. No screaming, no crying, just quiet confidence. And that scared everyone because when Chrisean goes quiet, it means she's about to drop receipts hours later. She did exactly that. She uploaded a folder to her Instagram. Story titled "Proof They Played Me." Inside were screenshots of texts between Jaidyn and someone, listed in her contacts as B, manager. The messages read like a script. Jaidyn, she took the bait. The crying worked. Manager, good. Keep talking about the letter. We'll make it look like you saved Blue's name. Jaidyn, what about Rock? Manager, she'll burn herself out like always. We'll let the blogs finish her. The receipts were time-stamped, dated, verified. That's one even long time. Blueface supporters started flipping sides. Comments flooded. Jaidyn's latest post. You really did that? We believed you were the mature one. Rock been telling the truth this whole time. And as if that weren't enough, a second leak came out, this time from an anonymous Twitter account that claimed to have direct ties to Blueface's legal team. The tweet read, Jaidyn didn't act alone. The manager was hired by Carlos's friend in exchange for controlling Blue's business assets while he's inside. Attached was a PDF, a partial contract linking a man named Marcus Lane, a talent liaison to both Carlos's company and Blueface's entertainment LLC. The payment section listed damage control services, $15,000. That phrase, damage control services, went viral in seconds. Fans pieced the puzzle together fast. Carlissa hired a consultant to help spin Chrisean's image into the villain narrative. Jaidyn played the public mouthpiece, and the goal was to isolate Chrisean while Blueface was still locked up. But here's where it gets truly wild, because just as the internet was crucifying them both, Carlissa went live again. This time, she wasn't defensive or angry. She was smug, almost proud. "Y'all keep saying we plotted against her," she said. "But let's not forget, she plotted first. She used my son's pain for clicks, and she thought we wouldn't clap back. Well, welcome to grown woman business." Then she leaned closer to the camera and added, "That letter? There's a second one, and it ain't from him. There's a second one, and it ain't from him."
The internet went berserk. People started demanding proof, but Carlissa refused to elaborate. She ended the live with a wink and said, "Y'all will see soon enough." It's an hour later. Another screenshot appeared online. It's time from Chrisean's backup page, showing an envelope with a different postmark than the original letter. The caption read, "I know which one is real, and when I show you who wrote the fake one, this whole family's done." That line turned everything upside down again, because suddenly, fans realized maybe both sides were being played. Could it be that someone forged Blueface's letter entirely? Not to expose him, but to pit the women against each other. That's when one name began circulating everywhere. Marcus Lane, the so-called talent liaison. People dug up his history and found he'd worked with several reality shows known for manufacturing drama. Worse, he'd also been credited as a consultant for a now-canceled docuseries about Blueface's home life. It clicked instantly. Marcus had access to private footage, old letters, behind-the-scenes recordings, everything he'd need to fake correspondence and spark chaos. And if that was true, it meant all three women, Chrisean, Jaidyn, and Carlissa, had been manipulated by the same man at 9:47 p.m. An anonymous whistleblower posted a text thread allegedly between Marcus and Carlissa. "Marcus, keep the story hot. The higher the engagement, the bigger the payout." Carlissa, "What about Rock?" Marcus, "Let her fight shadows. It's good TV." The post hit 10 million views in under an hour. Suddenly, every blogger, every YouTuber, every gossip site started connecting dots. Marcus was the real puppet master. He'd stirred the pot, leaked clips, and monetized the chaos behind all three women's pain, and as if karma had perfect timing. He went private on Instagram that same night. Within hours, his LinkedIn business site and all verified pages vanished, but not before one last text from his number leaked. A message sent to a group chat labeled "Crisis Team." "We lost control of the narrative. Shut it down before she finds the footage." No one knew who she was, Chrisean, Jaidyn, or Carlissa. But the internet had made up its mind. The family drama was never organic. It was manufactured, recorded, and sold. Yet, somehow, Chrisean's reaction was the calmest of all. She tweeted just 3 words that night. "Told y'all, manipulation." And the next morning, she posted a black and white photo of herself in the studio with the caption, "This time, my voice gonna pay me back." The comment section blew up. Was she turning the scandal into music? Was the footage Marcus mentioned part of a bigger project she planned to release on her own terms? No one knew for sure, but for the first time, the internet wasn't laughing at her. It was listening. Because maybe, just maybe, the loudest woman in the room had been right all along. The moment Chrisean's receipts hit the internet, the entertainment world imploded. It wasn't just another celebrity fight anymore. This had evolved into a full-blown industry scandal. Everyone with a mic, a platform, or a blue check suddenly had an opinion. And for once, the internet was actually taking Chrisean. Rock seriously? First came the celebrity reactions. Nicki Minaj was one of the first to subtly weigh in. She liked a fan tweet that said, "Funny how women get called crazy until the receipts drop." That single like alone set Twitter ablaze. It was all people needed to declare that Nicki was Team Rock. Then, Cardi B entered the chat, posting a cryptic message on her story. They love when a woman loses her mind, but hate when she gets smart. Instantly, blogs started running headlines like Cardi and Nicki finally agree on something. Chrisean's not lying. Even Summer Walker and Doja Cat dropped subtle reactions. Summer reposted one of Chrisean's clips with the caption, "Manipulation is a disease." Doja tweeted a skull emoji, followed by reality show producers need to be in jail. All far, it was like everyone who'd ever been through industry drama suddenly saw themselves in Chrisean, not as the fighter, but as the one who got played. Meanwhile, the record labels were scrambling. Within hours, insiders leaked that Whack 100, Blueface's longtime manager, had been summoned to an emergency reputation meeting. They were trying to figure out how to contain the damage before sponsors started dropping. Rumors spread that certain brands had already paused endorsements tied to Blueface's likeness, not because of Chrisean's accusations, but because of the exposed corruption contracts. By the next morning, two major entertainment outlets, XXL and Billboard, published think pieces questioning the ethics of crisis PR in hip-hop. The irony was thick. They'd spent years calling Chrisean unhinged, and now they were treating her like a whistleblower. Even TMZ, usually the first to clown her, ran a more serious headline this time. Was Chrisean Rock gaslit by the industry? New evidence suggests a setup. But the biggest twist came when Blueface himself unexpectedly released an audio statement from behind bars. His voice was calm, but heavy. You could hear the exhaustion. Ain't no sides in this? They all did something. And so did I. But y'all gotta know, the people running the show don't care about family. They care about profit. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Those words sent shockwaves through the internet. If Blueface, the man who'd spent years defending his mom and Jaidyn, was now admitting manipulation, it meant Chrisean's story wasn't just credible. It was validated. The clip went viral in minutes, and fans started noticing something even stranger. The same PR accounts that had been defending Jaidyn and Carlissa for weeks suddenly went silent. No posts, no rebuttals, nothing. That's when YouTubers and TikTok commentators took over. Creators like Impressive, Lovely T, and Mob Radio started dissecting the timeline, connecting every leaked message, contract, and audio clip. Their breakdowns hit millions of views overnight, each one painting a clearer picture of how deep the manipulation. One viral theory claimed that Marcus Lane, the so-called talent liaison, had been quietly producing a docuseries pilot using secretly filmed footage from all three women. In other words, he'd been exploiting real pain for entertainment. And just as that theory was gaining traction, a new piece of lost footage surfaced: clips of Marcus laughing during a production meeting, saying, "You can't write this kind of drama. They hand it to you on a silver platter." That clip became the final nail in the coffin. Public outrage reached an all-time high. Thousands of fans flooded Marcus's now-deleted pages with comments calling him a parasite, a manipulator, and the real villain of reality TV. Even celebrities like Meek Mill and Young Miami chimed in, calling for investigations into exploitative industry contracts. But amid the chaos, Chrisean stayed silent. She didn't post. She didn't go live. She didn't tweet nothing. Until 3 days later, she reappeared with a new single titled "Spin It Back." The cover art: a chessboard with a queen knocking over a king. The lyrics were hauntingly direct. They called me crazy till I held up the proof. They filmed my pain and turned it into views. You said loyalty. I heard contracts and cues, but every time you played me, I learned what to do. The song wasn't just fire, it was therapy set to a beat. Within hours, it hit #1 on iTunes. Even critics who'd written her off called it her career-defining moment. Fans started calling the track the truth anthem. Every lyric was a veiled shot at Carlissa, at Jaidyn, at Marcus, at the industry itself. And just as the song reached the top, Jaidyn broke down in her own live stream, tear-streaked, visibly shaken. "They told me it was just PR," she confessed. "They said it'd make all of us look good. I didn't know how far it would go. I swear I didn't." But by then, it was too late. The damage was permanent. Carlisa went offline completely, her pages wiped. Marcus was reportedly being investigated for contractual misconduct. And Chrisean, she was suddenly getting calls from networks that had once blacklisted her. Netflix, Hulu, even Amazon. They all wanted the same thing, her story. But in the middle of all that noise, one final twist dropped. Blueface's lawyer released a statement saying a federal inquiry had been opened into the leaked contracts. He didn't name names, but he didn't have to. It meant Chrisean's fight, the chaos, the tears, the screaming matches, had triggered something real. And as one fan commented perfectly under her latest post, they called her crazy until her truth started trending. For a few weeks, it almost looked like the storm had passed. Blueface was still behind bars, but calm. Jaidyn was laying low, posting motherhood content again. Carlisa's pages were gone. And Chrisean Rock, she was winning. Her single Spin It Back had gone platinum in less than a month. Her interviews were trending worldwide. And major networks were reportedly offering her millions to turn her story into a docuseries. But the peace didn't last long. It never does in this world, because just when it seemed like Chrisean had finally escaped the chaos that made her famous, a mysterious voice memo started circulating online. A 30-second clip uploaded to a private Reddit forum and quickly leaked across Twitter. The voice: "Blueface, they think they helping me by exposing the truth," he said, his tone colder than fans had ever heard. But the truth got layers, and if Rock keeps digging, she'll go and find something she can't handle. That one clip threw the entire internet back into pandemonium. Was Blueface warning her, or threatening her? Warning her, or threatening her? People started analyzing every syllable, slowing it down, isolating the background noise. Some said it sounded like he was in a recording studio, not prison. Others claimed you could hear a second voice faintly saying, "Don't post that yet." It was the perfect setup for another storm, and Chrisean didn't waste a second. At midnight, she went live again. The screen was dark, her face lit only by her phone glow. Her voice was steady, almost too calm. "I don't know who keeps leaking this stuff," she said. "But if Blue really sent that, then I want him to say it himself. Not through no managers, not through no fake PR accounts from his mouth." Then she leaned closer to the camera. "You said I'd find something I can't handle. You're right, but I already did, and I'm still standing." She ended the live with a smirk and a cryptic line that sent chills through every fan watching. "They forgot. I still got the footage." The comment section exploded instantly. What footage? Part 2 of Lettergate. She's not done yet. An hour later, her verified Instagram page posted a single image, a blank white screen with black text reading, "The final file," to 20 seconds. No caption, no hashtags, nothing. Within 10 minutes, Blueface's account, which had been silent for weeks, posted 2. A black screen, white text. Some stories shouldn't be told twice. The internet couldn't believe what it was seeing. 2 posts, same minute. Opposite messages. That's when a third player entered the chaos. A verified account named @Marcus exposed. ALLEGEDLY, belonging to a former assistant of the missing talent liaison, Marcus Lane, dropped a tweet that blew the entire situation open again. If she releases that file, it's not just about Blue. It's about every artist that's signed under that company. You have no idea how deep this goes. The tweet was deleted in 8 minutes, but screenshots live forever. Fans started theorizing that Chrisean's so-called final file wasn't just her story. It contained evidence of widespread fraud, manipulation, and blackmail tied to multiple artists under the same management umbrella. Then, something nobody expected happened. Blueface was released early. No one saw it coming. No news coverage, no public notice, Just a blurry video of him walking out of a black van in Los Angeles wearing a hoodie and sunglasses. TMZ confirmed he'd been transferred to community custody due to case technicalities, but fans weren't buying it. The timing was too perfect. Chrisean didn't react publicly, but a fan caught her on camera leaving a recording studio hours later, visibly shaken, refusing to answer questions. That same night, her YouTube banner changed. It now read in bold white letters, "He's home. Now we finish IT." The entire internet went into full panic mode. Was she planning to confront him? Expose new footage? Collaborate? Nobody knew. But one thing was certain: the final file was coming. And just when things couldn't get any stranger, the power dynamic flipped again at 3:03 a.m. A new account tagged both of them on X with a link to a hidden Dropbox folder titled The Blueprint.mp4. Fans who opened it said it was a 10-second teaser, a black screen, then a single sentence in Blueface's voice, "This time, I tell my own story." Then the screen flashed white, revealing 2 words before cutting out. Rockface Redemption. That's when everyone realized they weren't enemies anymore. They were collaborators. The conspiracy theories flew instantly. Had this all been planned? A massive rebrand. A joint docuseries meant to expose everyone who profited from their chaos. Even insiders couldn't confirm it. But one anonymous producer told the Shade Room, "Whatever they're doing, it's got the whole industry sweating. Because if they're working together again, this time with proof, some career's about to vanish." Suddenly, the internet wasn't mocking Chrisean or Blueface anymore. They were terrified of what they might drop next. But before anyone could breathe, a new twist hit the feed. A voicemail allegedly left on Chrisean's phone was leaked by a fan account. The voice was robotic, distorted, clearly masked. But the message was unmistakable. "You're playing with things you don't understand. There are contracts older than your careers. Stop before you disappear again." The message timestamp: 2 hours after Blueface's release. It was the perfect cliffhanger, part warning, part prophecy. By morning, #final file trended worldwide, and fans began counting down to 2:20 seconds, convinced the drop would expose the entire entertainment structure that had manipulated both of them. And while Blueface posted nothing else, Chrisean dropped one final message on her story before disappearing again. "They thought we were enemies. We just became the evidence." Then she deleted every post. Her profiles went blank. Her YouTube channel banner vanished. The countdown remained, the world waited. And the only thing louder than the silence was the fear of what was coming next. If you've made it this far, if you're still here, then you already feel it, don't you? That chill that hits when you realize this isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is something bigger, something deeper, something that doesn't want to be seen. Because this isn't just about Chrisean Rock or Blueface anymore. This is about what happens when an entire industry builds its empire on manipulation, contracts, and chaos, and 2 people who were supposed to destroy each other decide to turn around and burn the script instead. Every post you share, every clip you replay, every time you say, "I knew it," you're feeding the truth they tried to bury. You're part of the chain now. Remember, they said the same thing about Chrisean, that she was unstable, ungrateful, impossible. But now, every crazy moment looks more like a warning no one wanted to hear. They called her a villain because it's easier to dismiss a loud woman than to listen to her. And if Blueface really is working with her now, if the final file is real, then what's coming on to 20 seconds isn't gossip, it's evidence. So here's what you do. Don't just watch, document. Don't just comment, connect the dots. Don't just scroll, remember everything. Because when that file drops, they'll try to spin it. They'll say it's fake, it's AI, it's taken out of context. But if you've been here since the start, if you've seen the patterns, you'll know better. This isn't the end of the story. This is the test. And when the countdown hits 0, you'll either be one of the people who said, "I knew they were lying," or one of the ones who asks, How did we miss this? So hit like, drop your theory, share this video, because they can silence a person, but they can't silence a movement. And make no mistake, that's what this is now. Not a feud, not a headline, a reckoning. Headline, a reckoning.